Hey, welcome back into today's video. Keemstar, host of popular YouTube channel Dramaalert, he caused the ruckus on Twitter. He wants to be a part of raising awareness about Onision, which I personally have no problem with this, but there is one thing that I have a problem with. Today on Exploring YouTubers. Man, that looks really hot. I think I'm gonna let that cool down. So in general, when a commentator, a news channel wants to raise awareness about a creator that's done something wrong, Onision especially, I'm all 100% on board with that. I think that's great. Anybody that wants to jump in and help people. But with Keemstar, I have to question if this is what he really wants to do. The reason I say this is because he went to attacking Repzion, inabber, and generally just any YouTuber that's been covering Onision and raising awareness about him for the last decade. I think Repzion goes back to 2013, maybe even longer, just trying to discredit those people, and something about it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm gonna go through some tweets here on Twitter that's gonna kind of give you more to make an opinion on, and try to let me know how you feel. Like, try to be like objective with me. Let me know if I'm just not, seeing things. That's right, Greg. I want to make sure that I'm not just, maybe I don't like Keemstar, and maybe I'm like trying to paint it a different way than it is. So this was the first controversial tweet that I saw when I woke up early this morning that made me feel like I need to say something. He says, F it, I'm going to interview Onision and give him a fair chance to defend himself since none of you will. I don't know about that, Keem, because if you'd been keeping up with it, you would know that Philip DeFranco, Chris Hansen, multiple other creators give him the opportunity, and he responded with wanting them to pay him a large sum of money. And I don't see why you would be any different in this situation unless you intend to pay him money. In another tweet, he says, so Onision's husband left him. We already know about this. It doesn't take that much looking into this situation to know at least the main points of this. And also the point that Kai did not leave but has threatened multiple times. At least that's what we gather from the words that Onision says. Now, take that for what you will. So we already established that he's not as up to date with the situation as everyone else. So there's this tweet where he says, "You are so incredibly unfunny. It's embarrassing. Every video you milk on Onision forces me to side with Onision due to how crap you are being informative or entertaining," directed at inabber. I didn't find this funny. Nobody really did here if you go through the comment section. Yet he does say later on that he was just messing around. And the thing about it is I don't buy it. To me, when I see the things that he said over the years, he seems very enamored with his own celebrity, very caught up in the amount of views that he can get, and he uses this against people. If he can't use the relevancy tactic against people, he brings up things from the past, and I'm not one to bring up things from the past, but Keemstar is not, he does not have that much of a decorated past himself. Much more worse than other people. I'm not going to go into the details because that's not what this video is about, but you can search things on YouTube about things that he's done in the past, the grade A situation, just other things like that are just not good at all. So he seems enamored with his celebrity. He brings up things from the past towards people that he doesn't agree with, which is crazy because most people have things that they're not proud of that they've done in the past. Point case an example with Repzion. He says, Repzion, the filthy scumbag that he is, left a YouTube comment saying my child was going to grow up to be a hooker. He tried to apologize for it years later, but he should not be talking about kids in such a matter. Just like you, neither of you care about kids' safety at all. To which Repzion responds, "It was a poor taste joke about her not receiving enough attention. I apologize for that here." Links a video. But apparently that means you can't ever talk about issues that involve protecting children because of a joke made years ago. Not how that works, mate. And though I can understand why Keemstar would be upset about this, anybody saying anything about his kid, we got to look at the context of the situation here. We're talking about the Onision controversy, to which Repzion has been there consistently over the years. Some would say that if it wasn't for Repzion, the victims wouldn't have the opportunity to be having such a large platform with Chris Hansen today. He's done a lot of good towards the situation, and this situation that Keemstar is bringing up has really nothing to do with the Onision situation. It's just a move to try to discredit Repzion in the eyes of the public, to make himself seem better, which doesn't rub me right at all. Another tweet saying, "Look, it's very clear that there's an Onision hate mob out there, but these channels with nothing but Onision content, you can't trust in the slightest. They will be like Onision's wife groomed this little girl, so Onision is guilty." That was hot. Again, that comes off like he's defending Onision. Another one, "These morons will make a 5-part video series on Onision cutting down a tree." Another hit to Repzion. This one right here hits it home for me. I personally hate Onision and he hates me, but it's actually impossible to believe Onision is guilty of everything they are saying about him. So-called evidence is always presented with emotion or assumption. They never present Onision's counter-arguments. They just say guilty. This is not true. There's been adamant coverage of this over the years, and especially now more than ever with Chris Hansen involved. And Onision's had multiple chances, plus the 30 plus videos, probably 50 or more now that he's been putting out recently. This one really gets to me. Serious stories like this need to be handled where you try to get all sides. The fact that they freaked out misquoting me, calling me a pedo, lol, just because I want to interview and get Onision's side shows that these people in the mob don't want facts at all. Bad look weirdos. Serious stories like this need to be handled where you try to get all sides. Now, Chris Hansen is literally interviewing every person involved, getting all sides. Onision, like I said, has created 30 to 50 plus videos giving out his side. Even other YouTubers, though very unsuccessful, have tried to get the other side. I'm really not understanding what he means by this. Another thing that goes into the context of him being enamored with a celebrity is in another tweet he says, "I'm not paying anyone to interview. I pull 1 million views at least a video. That's more views than any of this content has had on YouTube. The point of the interview is to let the other person speak. I'm not going to control what Greg says. Then it would not be an interview." Multiple feelings I'm getting from this. And again, if there is an interview on Onision, I do support it. I am a little bit fearful of Keemstar doing the interview because he's had terrible, negatively impactful interviews in the past. And I don't want to count him out, but judging on the past, it doesn't make me feel very good. I don't think the situation is going to happen, as Onision did block him shortly after talks about an interview. My guess is that Onision wanted some money. Keemstar declined money, hopefully, and that's that. My point about this is that anyone that's trying to raise awareness towards a predator on the platform, that's awesome. Do that. It needs to be handled very carefully. With the way that Keemstar is handling it on Twitter already, it's not making me feel comfortable with what the outcome could be, and what the potential damage could be. I can't imagine an interview going much better, but I am always hopeful. And if an interview does happen between Keemstar and Onision, I'll watch it, because you never know what Onision will say that can be used in a court of law against him. I want to say even the Billy the Fridge interview, he said some very incriminating things. The FBI is watching. They're documenting everything. We know this because of Chris Hansen. So anything helps to this point, but I wish that if Keemstar was going to go forward with this, he would kind of calm down on Twitter, because trying to discredit everyone that's been working in the community, everybody that's been working on this for years, when he doesn't understand the full depth of what's going on, is hurtful to the victims and everybody's work that's been really focused on this. But as interesting as it is, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think. So why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. I don't know. Could be good, could be bad. If history proves itself correctly, it's probably going to be bad. I spilled coffee all over the place. I hope my keyboard's not broken. I want to thank you guys again and my patrons and all the support for the new computer I got to edit that I set up in January. It's been so helpful and time saving. I'm super grateful and it means a lot. Other than that, don't forget to get your Rep Squad mugs, because they're really helpful as you're out there and you're just looking at the tea on the internet or the coffee or whatever it is, the drama. It's going to protect you while you're out there, and it's one of the best ways to support the channel. Because I know that you're repping your guy game. How you do that? All you gotta do is subscribe, notifications, turn on, be in the comment section for every single video, because I'm going to be there. Greg the Cat's going to be there, and the rest of the Repzilla community as well. And I expect to see you there too, because this channel loves you. This channel loves you. This channel loves